And then so I kept on it, and then finally Kay says, well, I've already confessed that, so quit bringing it up. The Robertson family survived scandals, shootings, and network battles. They made Duck Dynasty the biggest reality show on cable TV, but Willie Robertson's empire is crumbling from within. His father, Phil, died in May 2025. His kids refused to take over the business. Then, Willie made one final mistake that sealed their fate. A street vendor incident in June 2025 exposed the truth about what the Robertsons had really become. The family that once ruled reality TV may never recover from this devastating blow. Willie Jess Robertson was born on April 27, 1972 at Tri-Ward General Hospital in Bernice, Louisiana. His arrival came just 2 days before his father Phil's 26th birthday. That timing seemed to mark the start of a new chapter for the Robertsons. The hospital where Willie was born was small and served a rural community where most people depended on hunting and fishing to survive. Willie's birth certificate later became a cherished keepsake, reminder of the family's humble beginnings. The early 1970s were hard times in places like Bernice. Money was tight, and Phil Robertson was still searching for his path in life. Even as a baby, Willie's arrival brought a sense of hope that maybe things could change. Willie's childhood was loud, busy, and often chaotic. He grew up alongside his brothers Alan, Jace, and Jeep, and his sister Phyllis. The family home was filled with activity. Duck calls were assembled on the living room floor. Sawdust was everywhere. Arguments and playful wrestling between siblings were a daily thing. Their father, Phil, was a complex man. He loved the outdoors and had a gift for inventing, but he struggled with alcoholism. The Robertsons lived modestly. They often relied on wild game for meals and worried about paying bills. The children learned to take care of themselves. They became tough and resourceful, traits that would help them later in life. The emotional strain was as real as the financial struggles. Phil's drinking led to unpredictable moods and long absences. But through it all, the siblings grew close. They shared the same dream that one day their father's duck call business would lift them out of poverty. When Willie was 8 years old, something happened that changed everything. Phil hit rock bottom. His drinking and violent behavior had nearly destroyed his marriage and his life. But in 1980, he became a born-again Christian. The change was immediate. The man who had frightened his family with his temper became devoted to his faith and to them. Willie saw this transformation with his own eyes. It left a mark on him that he never forgot. The home that had once been filled with fear became a place of hope. They started going to church. They found peace in the stability that Phil's new life brought. Willie often said later that this was the most important event in his life. It shaped who he was and what he believed. Summers for Willie were not about fun and relaxation. While other kids went to camp or on trips, Willie worked in the heat, helping with the family business. Duck Commander at that time was tiny. It operated out of the living room and later a small workshop. Willie learned it all. Sanding the calls, putting them together, packing orders, and answering the phone. By his teens, he was already handling business calls and negotiating deals. Those summers taught him the meaning of hard work and how a small business survived. Every sale mattered. Willie felt that pressure and did his part. These years gave him a work ethic that would stay with him forever. Willie's knack for business showed up early. While his friends did odd jobs, Willie was selling duck calls to hunters. Sometimes he made more money in a weekend than his father made in a week. Teaching. He kept careful notes of who bought what. He tried different ways to boost sales, like giving discounts for big orders or offering free parts to loyal customers. It worked. By high school, people saw him as a sharp young businessman. His talent for sales and marketing would later help turn Duck Commander into a national name. The fact that he could out-earn his father at such a young age showed just how driven he was. College was where Willie's personal and business life started to come together. He went to Harding University in Arkansas, a Christian school. There he met Corey Howard. Willie didn't just fall for her charm. He noticed how she thought like a business person. They spent hours talking about ideas and plans for the future. Willie saw right away that Corey could be more than a wife. She could be a partner in building something big. Their teamwork started long before marriage. They dreamed of making Duck Commander a brand people everywhere would know. Willie later transferred to Northeast Louisiana University, now called the University of Louisiana at Monroe. He had a clear goal: learn what he needed to grow the family business. While many thought it was a strange move, it made sense to him. He focused on business classes, marketing, management, finance, and shaped his assignments around Duck Commander. This was when he truly began to understand how to take the company beyond a small shop. At just 19 on January 11, 1992, Willie married Corey. Some thought he was too young and worried it would get in the way of his dreams, but Willie didn't see it that way. For him, marrying Corey was part of the plan. Together they would build a life and a business. Their wedding was simple, but their shared vision was powerful. Corey would become vital to the company's success. She helped with the finances and the branding that made Duck Commander famous. While in college, Willie worked part-time jobs, including at a sporting goods store. He didn't just do it for the paycheck. He watched and learned how retail worked, how to manage stock, display products, and keep customers happy. These lessons stuck with him. They helped him improve Duck